Hi there guys, Welsh here, and we are back with another product review. So I've popped in on the Wish lately, and I'm liking the idea of reviewing a few things off Wish. So today we have received this. It is, well, as you know in the title, it is a drone. We received this off Wish just a few days back, and it is... It's so far, first impressions are pretty good. Nice little hard case. Not much else on it other than this one logo. I'm not sure what the logo is. I'm guessing it's this cheap version of a more expensive drone I've seen that looks very similar on Amazon. So, here we go. Let's have a look inside. So far that looks rather nice. As you can see by there, it just says drone. So I don't know if that's an official make or not, so we'll have a look. But so far it looks stunning. We have a few things in the top which we'll get around to having a look at this moment. And we have a nice collapsible drone with all the propellers. Nice remote by there as well. So that looks rather nice if you ask me, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't look too cheaply made, it looks rather nice. So, what we'll do, guys, before we get around to looking at the drone, is just have a look what's in the top. So, first thing we pull out look like propeller guards. Yes, they are propeller guards, so let's open these up and have a quick look. Okay, so by the looks of things, these unclip, and you clip them onto the drone arms, and the propellers go through this. You might have to take the propellers off to get these on, but not too bad. Not too flimsy, they seem quite sturdy and made out of a nice shiny plastic as well. Doesn't look like it's been printed as such. There we go, so you can open these up. There we go. They're quite nice, they're quite nice. And you get how many in a bag? Obviously 4. Normally drones come with like an extra 1 or 2 guards, as you know, just in case you break one. So we have 4 nice propeller guards. So let's put these to one side. Okay, so next in the box would be, let's have a look. So we have a few tools and extra, well, leads and whatnot. So by the looks of things, we have a micro USB along with that you can chuck in your computer or into a charging block, all nice and tied up as well. Not too cheap. Quite nice, quite nice. I don't even know what that is. I think that came out of this bag as well. Yes, so by the looks of things, these are to protect the engines, I want to say. Propellers or whatnot, so we'll have a look at those at a later time. What else have we got? We've got a mini screwdriver as well. I'm guessing that's to for the remote, for the batteries possibly. I'm dropping stuff all over the place, guys. I don't even know what I dropped. So there we go. And then in here we have a couple of small little bits. I think I just dropped a screw or two. We have extra propellers. Quite nice. They don't seem too cheaply made. So really well put together. We have a few more as well. There we go. By the looks of things, we just got an extra set of propellers. That's what we have. We got an extra set of propellers, as you can see. We got 4 altogether for 4 propellers. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. And I like the little the white tips, well, silver tips on the ends. They're nice. And then inside we have a few what looks like. We've got a small plastic bag by there. I'm not sure what that would be. I got a feeling propellers were in there at one point. And extra little screws and caps for the, well, they're cushions. They're rubber cushions there. So I don't know what they're going to be for, but we've got a couple of extra screws by there as well. So far, guys, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. That's a nice little couple of extras, guys. So let's move these to one side and have a look what else is in the bag. Okay then, guys, so the last thing in the bag is all the paperwork details. So let's have a look at the all-in-one foldable drone. That's what it says it is. It's an all-in-one foldable drone. There's the drone, looking rather nice. We have by here, please read the manual carefully before operation and keep it properly for future reference. Aged 14 above, that's what they recommend. And by the looks of things, one side is Chinese or Japanese, not even sure what that is, so if one of you want to put that in the comments below, let me know. So there we go, for your knowledge. So it tells you where all of the parts of the drone are, what is in the box. Also pre-flight preparation, so it tells you to keep it away from animals, spacious spaces, away from barriers, crowds or pets are preferred. So it's do's and don'ts basically. So keep it out of rain, keep it out of lightning, keep it away from anything that moves as well. So you've got the windmills by there, that type of thing. Keep it away from pylons, trees and people. And then it tells you by there that so it says about the unfold crankshafts. So obviously they're the arms of the drones because they're foldable. Installing the fan blades, so obviously with our separate, if you happen to break the ones that are currently on this, you can take these off and replace them with the spares. Tells you about charging the battery, and about the light, which should appear, sorry guys, should appear somewhere by here. Apparently a light will appear, a green light when it's fully charged. There's your battery, that type of thing. Knowing your controller, onboard and remote control. You can use this with your phone screen as well if you prefer not to use the controller. But there we go. It takes 3 AAA batteries, but I believe they are AA's, guys. So they might have this slightly wrong. I could be wrong. We'll have a look in a second. Tells you about switching it on and what colours are on the arms, red and blue, and how to fly with the remote control, that type of thing. So we won't go too much into depth with this manual, but we get the gist of it. So there is your all-in-one foldable drone manual, aged 14 plus. So next on, this run, if you fancy seeing yourself flying from an FPV point of view, you can install an app just through this reader, or you can search it in the Apple Store or Google Play, as states by here. Apple Store or Google Play, and you can find this drone by typing in VS FPV, or you can alternatively have a look at the QR code. QR code for iOS, QR code for Android, and Android PGYER. Tells you about connecting how to connect your phone to the drone itself, so you can see what the drone sees. So basically FPV, and tells you how to slightly manually operate it through your phone instead of the control. This side, Chinese or Japanese, not 100% sure, so let me know in the comments below, guys. That would be fantastic. So it's always worth keeping that in mind. So next on the agenda, let's take a look at the controller. So this is the controller, guys. Nice fit. It's quite a big chunky thing. Takes batteries in the back. I just turned it on for some reason. Nope, don't want to do that. So we're going to grab our little screwdriver that came in the box as well. So let's undo it and see exactly what batteries are inside. I just dropped the screw. Fantastic. And here we go, guys. It said AAA on the sheet of paper, but it actually is AA. So there we go. So AAA are the smaller batteries. These are AA's, guys. So keep that in mind. The instructions are slightly outdated and wrong. So there we go. So we'll put that back on, and we'll have a look at it in a second. These are your antennas. I don't know if these actually do anything because it's such a cheap drone, but they should do something. So by the looks of things, we have our 360 by there. We have I'm not even sure what that is. we'll have to have a look. We'll have to have a look, guys. We have our basic thumb by here. We have 1, 2, 3. So I'm guessing they're modes. I could be wrong. Up or down, so I'm guessing that's for landing. We have our power button, and then we have photo button, up or down, and then video. So I don't know if those up and down buttons are to control the camera as such, because the camera does move. By here we have 2 little lips, as you can see, but they're very, very faint in the camera. But these are to pull out to attach your phone to the underside, so you can hold it like that whilst watching your phone, if that makes sense. Purposely for FPV versions, and it puts in. It doesn't seem too floppy, it seems quite sturdy, but when your phone's in there you'll have a nice big grip. So maybe we'll have a look at that. I got my phone by here, so for instance, if I take my phone out, if I take my phone out, I've got a classic iPhone 7, so there we go. It does work, guys. So if we take this out, nope, stop pressing the power button, doesn't want to connect to anything just yet. And then you put your phone in by here. It's a bit fiddly, guys, but there we go. And it's got a nice, there we go. There's your phone. And then you can watch what the drone sees on your screen, so you don't have to worry about keeping an eye on how far you can see your drone, that type of thing. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we'll just take that out for a second. So there is the drone, guys. There is the remote. The remote seems pretty cool, in all fairness. Nice size. So I think, without further ado, guys, we'll have a look at the drone. As you can see, it's a nice hard case, so you don't have to worry about knocking it around too much. So there we go. Now there's the drone. There we go. So let's have a look at this drone. So foldable arms. You wait till they click into place. There we go. You can hear a slight click. There we go. And there is your drone. That's quite a nice looking drone, if you ask me, guys. I really like the look of that. It's a bit dusty from being in storage, but there we go. So straight away we can see they have a camera. This camera does move up and down. I'm not sure if that's mechanically operated via the control, so we will have a look at that when we go outside in just a second, guys, for the outdoor test. Those little things that we had in that packet are to replace the little feet. So it's good to have a bit of those. We have that logo again, so we're going to have to research what that logo actually is, guys. And we have the power button right by there. You can see just about, focus, there we go. You can see just about, guys, the power button. It's a nice white drone. It's quite lightweight. And I've noticed one thing about here, we have the antenna. There we go. So maybe that does coincide with these antennas on top. Could be wrong. Might be just for, you know, because it's so cheap, guys. How this cost me £50 on Wish. So we'll have a look. So there is the battery patch at the back. It just pulls out. There we go. It's quite stiff, but there we go. We can't see exactly what the battery is. I'm not sure. Something 1800. So it's a LiPo battery, which is cool. Like that. It's got a nice little clip there to be able to focus, be able to put it in and out of the drone. So there we go. There's the inner workings of the drone. Quite lightweight, guys, without the battery. It is a snug fit, guys, so just be careful when reinstalling this battery. And it just clips in just like so. When it came with it, and I had a quick tiny look before this review, it did have a cushion. You will need to replace, take the cushion out, because the battery sticks out. It's just a precaution. So it's rather light, guys. It's rather light. These collapsible and foldable things are rather nice. So that's not a bad little unboxing, guys. I think what we're going to do now is, tell you what, we'll switch it on just for a second. As you can see, we've got the flashing lights. You hold in the button, it flashes until it's paired with the controller. You'll see the flashing. We're going to turn the controller on now. They start rapidly flashing. Once it's set, we can use the controller, which is fantastic. There we go. So that's just a little throttle up. So we'll turn it off now just by holding down. We've got that as well. So we will check all of these out in just a second. So let's turn the controller off. You'll see the 4 red bars. I'm not sure if they go down each bar as you lose power from the batteries, but just quickly turn it off, and there the drone turns off also because it's unpaired. It starts to very, very slow flash. So we'll just turn it off, and there we go. So not a bad little setup, guys. We're gonna take it outside now. It's a nice sunny, calm day, and we'll get a quick flight check for you, and we will also get it up on the screen and show you there as well. So there we go, guys. So here we go. Let's go and have a look how this flies and check out the controls. Here we go. Okay then, guys, here we go. We are out and about with the drone today, and we're going to do the second part of this test. So as you can see, we've got the drone already set up. It's all good to go. So we're going to get that out and well, put all these wings out. Here we go. So there's the drone. Everything's deployed as it should be, and here is the controller. We'll get that set up and paired with the smartphone right away, and we'll get going. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we've got everything set up. The drone is there. We've got the camera and the app connected, so everything in front of the drone you can see as so with my fingers. So it is all connected, and we've got the controller set up as well, ready to go. So we're going to go and put the drone over here, and the first flight we're going to do is through the nice little alleyway of trees. So we're just going to come over here, get the remote, and get ready to go. So let's talk about the controller ever so slightly. So we've got we've got the camera just to take one photo. We've got the video to start recording. It also saves it to your phone files. We've got the controls by here, these 2 arrows, which is to fine-tune it, and that's to fine-tune the drone as well. On the top by here we have for, like, you know, to be called back, a control to be called back, and this one is to do a 360 flip in the air. So I think we should give this a little go, guys. There's the drone right there. So all I'll show you right now, guys, is the flight recording of this drone going right around this whole area, and I shall be commentating over the top as for what I think of this footage. It does state that it's 1080p, but I very much doubt it, so let's just go ahead and do this drone flight. It holds its position relatively good, in all fairness, for such a cheap drone. So let's take it up. Goes pretty steady, which is nice.
I'm a little dot.
Bring it down a bit. We're going to bring it down a bit. As you can see, it holds its position relatively nice. Turns nicely as well, which is fantastic. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is try the 360. So it does a flip in the air. So we're going to try that out, see if that works. Let's get it started again. If it does it. Hey, there we go. We'll start recording now. We'll start recording. We'll do a 360. There we go. So I'll try and do it a bit closer to the camera so you can see it as well. There we go. So it's doing 360, so that's pretty cool. There we go. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little feature. Turn the camera around. There we go. So it's a nice little feature, in all fairness. Stay up, stop. There we go. So as you can see, me and my wife. Does pretty well, in all fairness. It's a nice little drone. It's a nice beautiful day. So let's see how high it goes up. So it's going up pretty high. And as you can see, there we go. So what we're going to do now, guys, is give the callback feature a little go. There we go, it's coming down. Fighting the wind as well. There we go. So that's pretty cool. It lands roughly where we want it to. Okay then, guys, so as you can see from the footage I've attached to this as well, it works pretty well. It's a 1080p camera, so it says, but I can't exactly see that. They both do well together, in all fairness. The drone is fantastic. It's a nice little addition, in all fairness. We got the drone all connected up with the camera as well. It's a very bright day, so you can't exactly see it. Okay then, guys, so as you can see, this is the drone camera footage. As you can see, the first thing to point out is the camera resolution itself. This is nowhere near capable of 1080p. This is nowhere near. My iPhone does 4K or 1080p, whichever it is, and that is picture perfect. That is clear as day. But this is not 1080p. This is more of a grainy 720p, a really bad version of it. It's not too bad. The colours are washed out, the whites are washed out, the greens are just horrible looking. You know, it's not what the place actually looks like. Not as nice looking anyway. As you can see, this holds rather well. It was a little bit breezy, and I mean a tiny bit breezy that day, but it holds pretty well. Controls relatively well, turns around nice and fast. The height, I start about, this is about the best I can get out of it on that particular day. It's just not advertised to be the best drone. This is not anywhere near what they advertised. I do apologize, guys. Obviously it does 360 flips, and you know, it just doesn't do well with the camera footage with a slight bit of wind or breeze, but it can take an hammering. I gotta be honest, I let my boy have a go. He's 7, and he crashed it multiple times, and it still goes like a champ. As you can see, it is quite agile, guys. It does move pretty fast. You can change the settings. I think it's 1, 2 and 3 depending on how fast it goes. You can also move up the camera itself, but not on the controller. You have to do it by hand. So first off, the first couple of seconds of this clip you saw were the drone pointing, the camera on the drone pointing down. This is now pointing up, as you can tell by seeing the left hand propeller. It's a good little thing. I gotta be honest, it's more for the range of 7-year-olds, to be quite honest with you, to fly around and crash. But as you can tell, guys, it's just no stability in it. There's no decent camera resolution at all. It's plainly a toy drone for children to crash around and, you know, just to learn the basics of how to keep up off the ground. If you let the controller go, it just, you know, it just crashes. It does its thing, guys. It's a cheap little drone. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next clip. Okay then, guys, so we've run into a little bit of a problem. So once the battery starts getting to a certain stage, coming to the end of its life for this flight, I'll look back at how long we've been recording for, but so I can give you an accurate number of how long it's been recorded. It flies for and records at the same time. It's completely dead now, but we run into a little bit of a problem. So when this drone dies, it does not let you know whatsoever. It just keeps on going, keeps on, and then all of a sudden it'll just drop from the sky, and that is it. And hence why, because I didn't know how long it actually goes for. Luckily we've got spare blades, but this is what happened. Look at those blades, they are mangled. With the previous drones I've had, and I have not done reviews on them because I just didn't think to do so. Basically, they told me on my screen by here how much battery life in the drone I have left. So this one just took off and just crashed massively. And this is what happened to the blades. They just completely disintegrated, guys. Not very good. So that is a massive flaw in this drone. As you can see, the camera's still recording, just about. As you can see. So let's finish this drone review, guys. Okay then, guys, so let's finish off this drone review. We're back in the studio, so here we go. Pros and cons, guys. Let's start with the cons. So, no landing gear. They have these pathetic little rubber sponges type of thing underneath the drone, which are no wider than like a couple of millimeters. So, you know, it's not the best landing gear at all. So if you come down with a little bit of force there, you risk breaking the internals, or at least making a few wires loose every time you land. So no landing gear. Another one would be that its battery life could be displayed on the app. I know that would mean more signal transmissions between the drone and the controller and then your phone, that type of thing, but it would be helpful to know how long you have left on the battery so you don't come crashing down, because as you could tell from the last clip, mine came crashing down with a vengeance and broke all of its propellers when it got stuck coming down. So battery life indicator, that would be fantastic. Another one, I would say it's very lightweight, guys, so be careful in wind. It does not have that technology where it can just satellite position itself and come back to you as soon as you press it. It has got a come back button, as you saw in the footage, guys, but in wind it just does not deal with wind, not even a slight breeze. It does struggle even on the highest settings, so when the engines are working, when the motors, sorry, are working their hardest. I would say the price, I would say it's worth about £40, so that's the £50 mark is a bit of a con, to be quite honest with you. So I think that would be it for cons, guys. Oh, sorry, the camera. If you could move the camera like you would on a DJI gimbal, that type of thing, that would be fantastic. You can do it all from the controller. But on this this drone, which I believe is toy grade, you cannot control the camera moving it up or down. It does not move left or right. It's cheap, guys. It's a cheap drone. It's a starter drone for children and anyone that wants to get the basics of drone flight under their belts. So it would be good if we didn't have to adjust the camera up or down before we can shoot again and take off again, that type of thing. So let's move on to the pros. The price is half decent, but I reckon £10 cheaper would be a justifiable price. It's a nimble drone. It moves. It certainly does move. Probably I would say a good 20 miles per hour, if not a little bit, tiny bit more, when it's flat out on a non-windy day or non-breezy day. So yes, it is pretty fast. On top of that, I would say that it's good that it's got spare propeller guards and spare propellers, because as you saw on the end of the video, we're going to need those because of the issue that I pointed out in the cons. Battery life is half decent for such a good little drone. 15 minutes of pure flight, that is fantastic. That's up there with some of the top drones, to be quite honest with you. But obviously with the cons, where I said that it'll just drop out of the sky and doesn't give you an indicator on battery life, that's, you know, it's with it thrives, it lacks as well. Comes in a lovely hard case, so you can keep it safe on your travels, but to be quite honest with you, I'm probably going to use that hard case to store camera equipment in, because why not? The drone obviously is going to go to my son now, that type of thing, so you know, it's toy grade, would expect. On top of that, it's a good looking drone, guys. It's a good looking drone, and it has a fair few good features as well. In terms of, well, it's got the 360 flip, it's got 3 settings of speed, it has everything with propeller guards and spare parts, that type of thing. It's a really nice looking design. Yeah, so many pros and so little cons, it's weird. But this drone, guys, very cheap. What I'll do, guys, I'll get the description off and the link, sorry, to this product on Amazon, because you can find the same product on Amazon as I did on Wish, and I mean down to the specifications, it's all the same. So I will attach the Amazon link, guys. It's good money, it's good price even, and I'll put that in the description below, so you can go and check it out and feel free to buy it for yourself, guys. Good little drone, good little present, especially with Christmas only half a year away, guys. How scary is that? So, or even like a birthday present, or something that you've just fancied treating yourself or your children too. So, thank you ever so much, guys, for the continued support. Don't forget to subscribe, share this drone review, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get a notification for when we upload another video on Wednesday. So, brand new videos, guys, every Wednesday, and live streams on every Sunday. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Bye-bye for now.